Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video previewing the Michigan football game. This Saturday the Wolverines take on undefeated Indiana in Bloomington, their second road game of the season. It's expected to be a matchup of two very powerful offenses, much like it was last year when Michigan won 36-33 in Ann Arbor. Mike, do you think it's going to be a similar game?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be an offensive shootout, and Michigan doesn't have Donovan Warren this year, who made the critical, controversial interception last year that many people will remember, although Indiana is not making a big deal out of it this time around. I still think it's the same type of situation. Two very good offenses, two very questionable defenses. Which defense do you think might be better, Pete?
You know, it's hard to say at this point. Indiana's is ranked second in the Big Ten right now in scoring defense, but they haven't faced the sort of opponents that Michigan has. Indiana has beaten Akron, Western Kentucky, and Towson State so far, so it's hard to really gauge from the numbers who might be better. You know, I'd like the Michigan secondary. They've made some mistakes. They're a bunch of young kids, five true freshmen playing in the secondary this year already, but they've made some plays. They already have a bunch of interceptions, and you know, I think they may actually have the advantage already having faced Notre Dame, UConn type teams heading into this game. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you. I would agree with you that Michigan somehow has better experience in their secondary, which is kind of in some ways ridiculous considering their youth. However, I just think that Indiana offensively is unlike a team that Michigan has faced before. They have an extremely accurate passer in Ben Chappell. They have a very, very versatile, talented wide receiver in Tandon Doss, who very much is like, I hate to make this comparison, but like Golden Tate from Notre Dame last year, where they like to get him the ball in a bunch of different ways, where they'll give it to him on reverses, or they'll just throw it up to him, and he's got incredible hands. He's the guy that Michigan's really going to need to account for. If they can handle him and they can maybe get some pressure finally on a quarterback and fluster Chappell a little bit, I think they have a really good chance to maybe have a couple touchdown victory. But otherwise, I think it could be a shootout. And then you're
say by the same token, Michigan, Indiana's defense has not seen Denard Robinson in this form as a Heisman candidate who's leading the nation in rushing. So I agree with you. I think both quarterbacks are going to be very difficult for the opposing defense to stop. Indiana enters the game averaging 41.3 points per game so far this year. Michigan just behind at 41.2 points. Mike, who do you like in the end?
Well, Pete, I think the defenses are the big question, but I like Michigan's offense, and I think that Michigan's defense is a little bit better than Indiana's defense. Not much, but a little bit. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a close game, and I've said all year that Michigan's special teams are going to hurt them in a game. That game won't be Saturday, but it's coming. Michigan's going to win 48-42. What do you think, Pete?
Well, Mike, I've said for a while now this season that this is a trap game on the schedule for the Wolverines. They have to take a suspect young defense on the road against a veteran quarterback. They might be able to be caught looking ahead on the schedule a little bit to Michigan State next week. That said, I think the Wolverines find a way to pull this one out. They're just too talented with Denard Robinson leading this offense. I like Michigan 38-34.